If you've ever been on a plane, you know that feeling. Peeking out the window, spotting mountains, cities glowing like constellations, maybe even another jet slicing through the sky. But what if I told you, there's a flight where you see none of that? No land, no lights, no life, just water. For 10 long hours, nothing but the deep, empty blue of the Pacific Ocean. Music fades in, low, atmospheric hum, with distant wind effects. This isn't just any flight. This is one of the most remote, most isolated air routes in the world, and hidden beneath it lies the loneliest place on Earth, a place called Point Nemo. Point Nemo's name borrowed from the legendary sailor in 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, a landmass. It's a coordinate, a single point in the ocean, so remote that the nearest land is almost 2,700 kilometers away in every direction. No islands, no ports, nothing but the crushing emptiness of the Pacific. If you could stand there, though, you can 2 dB farther from land than anywhere else on the planet. And here's the creepy part. The closest humans to Point Nemo aren't on Earth. They're aboard the International Space Station, orbiting 400 kilometers above you. Only a handful of commercial flights cross this deadly stretch. One of them is LATAM Airlines Flight 800, traveling from Sydney, Australia, to Santiago, Chile. For almost 10 hours, passengers are suspended over one of the most unforgiving voids on the planet, and pilots, they have strict instructions: stay at least 400 miles away from Point Nemo, because if an emergency happens out here, no radar will hear your distress call, no rescue team can reach you in time. You are utterly, completely alone. Imagine this: you're cruising at 35,000 feet. Something goes wrong, the engines fail, or a medical emergency strikes. What do? Normally, the crew diverts to the nearest airport, but out here, there isn't one. Your closest landing option is a frozen research station on the edge of Antarctica, McMurdo station, and even that isn't always staffed. In winter, only 200 people live there, running a tiny medical unit, no hospitals, no real infrastructure, and temperatures that can kill in minutes. Picture this: a Boeing 787 with 300 passengers making an emergency landing on an icy runway in the dead of Antarctic winter. No help for hundreds of miles, just snow, wind, and the hope that someone comes. This is why airlines plan these routes with absolute precision. Pilots keep massive safety buffers and calculate every scenario before entering this stretch. Fuel, weather, alternate airports, every detail matters. Because when you're flying over Point Nemo, you're closer to the astronauts in space than to any human being on Earth. So the next time you board a long-haul flight across the Pacific, remember this: for a few hours, you'll be flying over a place so empty, so silent, that if something goes wrong, the only ones who can wave back at you are in orbit. Would you take this flight? Comment below.